Palau is one of the most beautiful nations I've visited in my life. We're fortunate to visit Palau at the end of 2023. Our journey started with a short 3-hour flight from Taiwan, one of the 5 places that currently host direct flights into Palau. From our flight, we can already see the reef system that calls Palau home. Our trip was 5 days total in length, and for the entire trip, we stayed in Palau Hotel on Koror. Along the short drive to the hotel, we listened to stories from the driver as we took in the setting sun on Koror's main road. For the first night, we checked into our room and started our search for dinner. Our first stop was a local barbecue shed that had amazing barbecue pork. We then headed to the penthouse for a good dinner with fried fish and noodles. After dinner, we headed to the local mall to buy reef-safe sunscreens to protect Palau's ecosystem. For our second day in Palau, we had our breakfast at the hotel before heading out. We had booked a snorkeling tour for our second and third day that included transportation from our hotel to the dock. Today, we're snorkeling the western line in Palau's Rock Islands, featuring the famous German Channel. Our first stop of the day is a sunken boat from World War II that has since been taken over by coral reefs and marine life. Like all tropical nations, Palau's weather is prone to changes. We arrived at our second snorkeling site in the rain, enjoying the colorful, soft corals on the side of the cliffs. This site is also a nursery for tropical fishes. Our third snorkeling site is also nearby, covered by hard corals and many different species of fish, such as the Napoleon wrasse. At noon, we arrived at one of the few sandy islands in Palau for lunch. Our guides cooked barbecue for us as we enjoyed the food over the amazing scenery. After lunch, we passed by the colorful water of German Channel and headed to our last snorkel site of the day, the drop-off, also nicknamed God's Aquarium for its unique location and abundance of marine life. Our last snorkel of the day. Hey guys, so we just got picked up to go get dinner at a Taiwanese restaurant.
Yeah, I love this.
Good morning guys, it's our third day on Palau, and today we'll be heading to another snorkel tour towards the eastern line of Palau. We had our usual breakfast at the hotel before heading to the dock. Our first location today is the Milky Way, known for its volcanic clay and sand that you can use on the snorkel. We then headed to a couple of iconic sceneries in Palau, including this mushroom-like island next to the colorful ocean. Our first snorkeling site today is famous for its purple and violet staghorn corals, along with small colorful tropical fish that calls this place home. Our next spot of the day is the Jellyfish Lake. To access the lake, you need to hike past a hill for around 5 minutes before jumping into the warm lake water. Due to climate change, the jellyfish lake is slowly dying. We were only able to find a couple of surviving golden jellyfish and moon jellyfish, but they used to swarm the entire lake. Today, we headed to another gorgeous island for lunch overlooking the ocean. At lunch, we signed our life away to snorkel with sharks. This is officially the most gorgeous island I've ever been to. Just look at the water. For the next 30 minutes, we swam along 20 plus blacktip reef sharks in open water. Because of the great weather, our captain also took us to another snorkeling spot before heading back to Coral. We're back from our snorkeling tour. We're gonna go get some drinks and some aloe vera because we're so burnt before heading to dinner. Hunting for some snacks. For dinner, we had a great meal at the drop-off. Good morning. It's our 4th day in Palau, and we're gonna get some breakfast before heading out to a kayaking shop for a day of kayaking and snorkeling.
You can certainly come into this area, but there's...
We have a map of the sea. Our kayak trip started at the western tip of Koror as we made our way into the Rock Islands. Our first snorkeling site is a protected bay that was enjoyed by only the 3 of us. Along the way, we hopped off the kayak and snorkeled several times, including exploring some shipwrecks from World War II. But one of my favorite experiences during this trip was an open water snorkeling spot that has amazing marine life and coral formations.
Can you tell us what we did? We got stung by jellyfish.
At this point, we're about an hour out from Koror, so our lunch was some bread and energy bars that we ate on the kayak. Our second to last spot of the day is one of the more unique snorkeling sites, as we saw many bristleworms, sea dragons, and also a couple of clownfishes in the protected bay. Right over there is our last snorkeling spot of the day. It took us more than an hour to paddle back to shore, but it was definitely an experience to not miss in Palau. We grabbed some barbecue pork on the way back because we're so hungry, and for dinner we ate at a Korean restaurant on Koror. For our last day in Palau, we wanted to enjoy the ocean more. We decided to snorkel at a nearby spot that has easy access. I was so surprised at the amount of marine life so close to civilization, evidence that Palau's conservation effort is working. Before we headed back to the airport, we enjoyed a quick brunch at a cafe overlooking the ocean. From the cafe itself, you can actually see giant clams in the water below.